Hey guys! Well, the new addition today is going to be this little picture-in-picture and green screen I got. So we'll see how this goes. Welcome to another edition of Rolling Analysis. I think this is our fourth episode. And if you haven't yet, please, if you don't mind, like and subscribe the video. Ring that notification bell so you can get updates on new videos that are coming out. I think the plan right now is to release everything 8 a.m. That's my goal to get one a day. We'll see how that goes, but that'll be going forward the goal. So without further ado, let's get fancy here. Well, bam, we got Mr. Howard and Dean today, and so we got Howard and Dean rolling a little no-gi. Let's see how this goes. All right, these guys were already rolling. Dean throwing up the peace signs there. These guys were going. And I think they rolled through a round. So Howard's got a lot of pressure. Dean's doing a good job framing to keep him off of him. So let's rewind a little bit. And so right here, this looks subtle, but Dean's doing a really good job of keeping this knee from coming in. So he's basically keeping him at bay and half guard. And these two feet are working in tandem to keep the knee from coming in. What you could do here, Howard, to deal with this is actually, so you're going to have a really hard time driving this leg forward right now. So what I would recommend is actually to sit this hip to the floor and this knee goes into his hip. Okay? At the same time, what you're going to do down here is you're going to throw this side hip to the ceiling. This knee is going to come up and this foot, I'm sorry, rather, is going to go down to the floor. And your goal then is to get this foot into, walk it up. Oh, I gotta look at the camera. Walk it up to his butt. Okay, so I mean, if these are my toes and this is my heel, I'm gonna go toe, or let's angle here, like toe, heel, toe, heel, toe, heel, all the way walking my foot up to his butt. Oh, my head's in the way. Shoot. Okay, let's see. If I go this way, what if I just make myself a little smaller? See, look at this. I know I have to edit this one day, and I'm not gonna let this go, but I'm gonna make myself a little smaller. Boom. All right, there we go. Okay. Hey, why not? All right, I'll edit it later. Next video. Next video, I'm adding a microphone, an official microphone, and then I will start editing these a little bit. One thing at a time. All right, just add one thing. All right, anyways, back to why you're here, jiu-jitsu. So sorry, just so I can reemphasize that foot, you're gonna bring that down to the floor and after rotating everything up, and you're going to heel toe, okay, your foot up into like basically up to his butt, okay? What that's gonna allow you to do is free your knee here and let you maneuver into his half guard. Plus, you're gonna have a lot of control because of the size difference. It's gonna be very difficult for Dean to deal with that. Very nice, Dean. Okay, hold on, let's back it up. I'm gonna do that from different points of view here and why that happened. Okay, so if you start feeling him sneaking out like this on the side, you're gonna want to shift your weight back in this direction um, to not let him do that. Okay, so he's trying to come around the side. The other thing you can do is take your arm here. So let's back up a frame. It's probably easier to see. Okay, so right here, when you feel him start going up to the back, yeah, you just take this arm and put it over. It's like a whizzer. So you just put it over his arm and trap his arm in there so he can't he doesn't have access to your back, right? So right now, I know hopefully one day I can get like a 3D camera, but right now, basically, Dean is inside your elbow and knee, like his entire body. So he's just gonna rotate like up and around to your back, and there's nothing stopping him. So you need to put a whizzer in place right here to prevent him from doing that. And then you need to shift your weight in this direction. Dean, excellent job. If you're watching Dean do this and you're thinking he's Houdini, which he is very good, the reason this is working is again that same reason why we want to be using a wizard to shut this down. Dean has created access to the back by making by expanding. Sorry, the camera's backwards. So weird. By expanding the elbow knee line from Howard and getting into that space, and then he's just able to rotate right through it. Okay, this hook becomes one of his hooks here. He pops his head out. Oh, actually, he gets the mount. Okay, good. So Howard, right away, what you should be looking to do, instead of settling into mount, right here, look, you should be looking to get your elbow and your knee together. Okay, getting that elbow knee connection. Mainly because I don't believe, yeah, Dean doesn't have any control of your head right now. So you should be able to do that. Okay, that's nothing really stopping you. You're just kind of conceding the position and letting yourself play him out now, which is fine. I mean, if you're just working on that stuff, nothing wrong with that. And then same here, getting to your back, nice. Now I know most of this round ended up staying in the back here. So what Dean's looking to do, which is really cool, and I'm just going to talk over this while this plays, is exactly that. He's trying to trap your arm, Howard, and create a situation where he's in a 1-on-0 or a 2-on-1. Okay, but you're wow, that's pretty impressive that you're still getting that in there. Let's nice job, Howard. That is an awful position to be in. Okay, so let's look at this from Dean's perspective, and then let's look at this from Howard's perspective. Dean, remember when so Dean and I were working on this position quite a bit, and one of the things we discovered, obviously, I don't think it's too controversial to say, oh, this is perfect, Dean. You already know what I'm going to say, Dean. Dean and I work on some of the stuff in our own time, and he already knows what I'm going to say about this. So two things need to happen that we've been working on, and we're still trying to figure this out. But one of the things we discovered is if you take the foot and you place it right on the wrist, that makes it very hard for Howard. Even though his elbow can maneuver at that point, it makes it very hard for him to pull his arm out. The other thing that Dean's probably focusing on right now that we discovered is we need to get something over the back of over his shoulder right here, and we've been doing that with the back of the leg. Now, here's the thing. There's such a size difference here that I don't know if both of those things are possible. I'd venture to say, and I think Dean's doing the same thing as well, or having the same thought as well. I'd venture to say that this control is probably more important than this control. However, with a very, very tight seatbelt, I think you can keep this shoulder under control while trapping this arm and creating kind of a more intense situation for Howard to deal with. We'll have to play with that. I got to be honest, I'm not entirely sure. This is kind of a unique problem. But let's look at. So I I I love that Howard is hyper focused on getting this hand up to defend his neck. The most important thing when you have your back taken, guys, is defend your neck. Like number one, defend your neck. Okay? If you're not defending your neck, you're gonna get choked. So you have to be able to escape while defending your neck. So he gets his hand up there. Yeah, so same thing. So wow, you're just powering through. That's impressive, Howard. So he's keeping an airway there. That's let's see. Yeah, he goes right for the neck. Nice defense, Howard. You guys see what I'm talking about right there? Look at this. So Howard's Dean strips this hand away, which is great. Okay, and he's still got this arm under control. So what he does is immediate look, both hands are down. Both hands are not defending the neck right now. Both hands are sorry, I'm looking I gotta look over here. Both hands are not defending the neck right now. Okay? So Dean immediately goes to snap on this rear naked choke. Retracts it. Beautiful. Look how he's over the chin. And as we go frame by frame, he retracts it, gets it right underneath. It's beautiful. He's doing that with this grip right here, or I'm sorry, not grip. This I guess entry. It's like a knife edge of your hand, and the idea is that you're so obviously his neck is tight right here, and he's looking to split it. Let's see angle. I gotta get better at this camera. He's splitting it open. So you see how sorry. Okay, so this is a good way to, yeah, so you see how this is all tight right here? This thumb, okay, is acting as a way that opens this space up, is acting as a knife to open this space up, okay? So that's exactly what he's doing with his neck right there. And you can see it very clearly if we go frame by frame, okay? Yeah, and look how fast that is. It's hard to deal with, okay? So look, we're gonna go frame by frame. Okay, he's so stripping the hands down. Okay, both hands are going down. Arm comes back. This is quick, guys. Arm comes back, gets right under the chin, and then it's a boom. It's a vicious motion. It's real quick. Okay, look at this is phenomenal. Look at this. Both arms away. I'm gonna go frame by frame because I'm very curious how Howard got this out. Nice, Howard. So he slips it right underneath. Very good. And gets right to the hand. Perfect. So you're going to want to grip right on the hand. Beautiful. Okay. And he strips that off. Nice job, Howard. Very good. Very good. Still in a bad spot here. But now look, with you controlling that arm, this is your moment to try to escape. So right here, what I'd be looking to do is get there's nothing that's keeping you from getting your head down below Dean's head, except for Dean's head is wedged underneath. Okay, so from right here, you could actually, what you could do is actually sit forward just a little bit, enough to clear your head from Dean's. Dean's using his head as a wedge, so I keep looking over here. I gotta look over here. Dean's using his head as a wedge, so you gotta come forward and get it down to the ground. And what you can do is if you can get the choking arm and so on their body, right? If you can get their choking arm and their head on the same side, it's gonna be borderline impossible for them to choke you out. So you get your head on the opposite side of both their choking arm and their head. Okay. If you look at all the chokes, Dean's arm is on one side of your body, and his head is on the other side, right? On the other, one side of your head, and then his head's on the other side of your head. That's where all these chokes are going to get set up. So if you can, right now, what you could do is you could sit forward, get your head down below his head, and then you'd be looking to spin this way into him. So you spin into him. Okay, great defense there. So this, yeah, so you kind of like settle in the position here again, Howard, and you're letting Dean get set back up. Saying, look, you're driving your head over here. That's helping him out. So take that same energy. You just take that same energy and literally just go. You're just gonna go down a little bit, and then send your head this direction, opposite side of his body. Dean, I know you definitely know what you're doing here. So I'm just anything I'm saying is gonna be a nitpick for you. Okay. Dean's back control is very, very good. One thing I would recommend, especially with a larger opponent like this, to get, because I see you're struggling to get up his back. What you could consider is slapping on a Kimura on the top side, or taking your legs out and taking your legs out and so you basically the knees stay in the same spot. But what you do is instead of your hooks being here, you would take them out and around behind his leg. okay, or out and around behind his leg. And what you would do from there is you would kick the legs forward as you sit up with him, which would send his whole body this direction, okay? And you would be able to scoot yourself a little back and get up higher on his back, okay? And then what that would do is kind of create, it would get your legs from here in this area, like probably up to about here, okay? And it's like a minor advance, but I know that you're trying to get your legs over his shoulder, and that's gonna potentially give you some room to do that. Okay, so to defend right here, what you could be doing is you only need one arm, right? So if you're getting choked and the choking arm's coming over this side, my opposite side hand's going to be the one to connect to it because that's going to stop it from being able to come up, if that makes sense. So if this is the choking arm, I'm taking my so obviously you're aligned the same way with your partner. If they're coming over with their right arm, you're taking your left hand and trying to you're hiding their knuckles, right? You're getting right over their hand and hiding their knuckles. Okay, and that's going to stop him from being able to raise his arm to get the choke on you. Okay, so right, so defending, he throws this. He throws this isn't a great body triangle. Yeah, Dean gets out of that right away. Dean, I don't have many suggestions for getting the body triangle on a size difference this big. Um, I got to be honest. Howard, that's good that I like that you keep trying to drive up. Let's just get the head on the other side. Okay, that's making it very difficult for Dean to maintain back control. Dean, right there is a prime example of what I'm talking about. So right here, you take your leg out from here, and you literally just circle it around and put your hook so your leg would be oriented like so, with your hook kind of like up here, okay? And you do it on both sides, and you would just kick him forward, okay? And that's going to drive him forward. It's going to put him on his butt, like right around here, and you just roll up with it. You just sit up with it, and it's going to get you higher up on his body. Don't have much to say right now. You guys are doing a good job. If you want to try that wrist lock, Dean, I mean Howard, I don't know how successful it would be, but maybe give it would bug him a little bit. Um, for any wrist lock to work, you need to have a brace behind his elbow, right? So if I just try to wrist lock myself here, obviously I can move my elbow down, but if I put my elbow on the table and I wrist lock, eventually I'm going to break my wrist, okay? So you're defending right here, you would just take the arm behind his elbow, and then with your other hand you can press them together like so. So if it's, obviously you can imagine, probably gonna get it like, you should buy like a mannequin or something. So I can show these things. You get a little elbow here. Yeah, little elbow. You get the elbow here, right? So you're over it. And what you're gonna do is, why can I not? Okay, here you go. You're gonna, if you have his wrist, if you're pressing like this, you can obviously see how that's not gonna be good, right? If I have his wrist and his elbows here, and I go like this, those things can't happen, right? Without breaking something. So you would just take this elbow, boom, take your arm, and go right behind his elbow. That would, I mean, potentially bug him, right? I don't think you're going to get the finish, but little things can bug him. Yeah, so like you have the wrist there. Dean's obviously aware of this right away and is trying to get that back. Yeah, good job, Dean. This is a very subtle detail. That's a really good. Um, illustrates the importance of the bottom hook when you're taking somebody's back. Okay, so obviously we've been riding in the back for a little bit, but let's imagine that Dean just took the back. Let's say maybe Howard turtled and Dean slipped under and got his bottom hook in. Okay, the reason that's important is because exactly what Dean's doing here. What he can do is he can close his feet with that bottom hook here, okay? And what he's going to do is drive his legs back and drive his upper body back and hip forward. So you're gonna hip into their body and basically pry open their body. You're gonna pry open their body, and that lets him slip this leg in to this right insert to get that hook very easily. Okay, and you'll watch him do it. Look, so let's oh, I don't have the slow motion. That's okay. Um, let's go frame by frame. So look, he's expanded. He's already started to move. He's expanded him. Look, and Howard tries to retract his leg, but he's already expanded him too much, and Dean beats him to the punch. Again, yep, and gets it right back. Same technique. So right there, Howard, that was a time to escape. So the arm that's not defending the neck right now, which should be this arm, when you're in this position, so you feel like look, your weight's all on his leg right here. This leg's not controlling. What you can do is you take this hand and you just slap it down real quick on his foot and drive his foot to the floor. And then you would just continue to turn into him, basically ending up in his guard. Like right, like nice hook. So you'd have to. This is all quick. You got to do this quick, right? But Dean did a good job of keeping you in there. Okay, so right away, this is like you have to do this right now for this to work. And he hooks, yeah, and then that avenue is more difficult, I should say. That option is more difficult. But still, he doesn't have the best control of you right now. So let's see. You're holding his hand. I'd let that look. Honestly, what you probably could do here is you could probably keep that hand in place with a nice strong overhook or like or a pinch, right? If you just pinch your elbow down, if you pinch your elbow down or like it's weird that I'm showing it that way, but like just to your body, pinch it to your body, you probably can keep that hand trapped and you could be defending your neck at the same time like with that grip. You could probably do both. And then that frees up this hand. Where'd I go? That frees up this hand to start messing with his feet so you can clear it off and either drive up or turn. The other thing you're looking for is to create a disconnection from, he got, nice, let's go. Finally, good job, bud. That's tough. That is a tough back control to get out of. Okay, so look what you did. Look what you did. It's kind of hard to see, but look at the second you do this. We've talked about it in this video, and if you're watching this, maybe pause the video and see, or turn off the audio and see if you can see what Howard did here. I'm gonna let it play. The second he did this, he's out. Okay, what did he do? He got his head on the opposite side of both his opponent's arm and their head. The second that happened, Dean had to make a play to shoot the other arm over to get control because he could no longer control Howard. Howard could no longer be controlled because right here. Look, that arm, so this other arm comes over, but it's not yet. Dean has no good control right now to keep him there. What Howard did is he forced this arm to the floor, and now the arm and the head are both on the same side of the body, which is not good for back control. So Dean had to make a play to get the other arm over, and Howard continued to turn in this direction, I believe. Yep, perfect. It was great, Howard. Great. And then get out of there. And then re-engage. Nice job. Really nice. Okay, so you come back in and then you get arm drag. So this is kind of a center line issue here. Okay, so Dean's looking. Anybody when they're rolling is looking to when they're playing guard, one of the options is to take the back. So that's available when they're able to get entirely on one side of your center line. Okay, so if you're, when I say center line, what I mean is obviously right here. Okay, when he pulls, look, all he needs to do, and which he's going to do, is shift his hip up this way. This leg follows, okay, and now he has access to your back, okay. And good job, you rotated back up to kind of defend that. Ah, very nice. I'll let this play out, and then we'll go back and review. Very nice. Okay. So let's back up a little bit. So this is all set up off of that arm drag. Okay. So he retracts this leg. Now look, what Dean's about to do is oh, you are so flexible. Okay, so for us non super flexible people, what you could do here to achieve this same goal, and Dean is doing this to a degree, but he's just very flexible too, which is good, or mobile, I should say. For to achieve this, and this is what Dean's doing, is he's putting his weight on Howard with that leg, which lets him be very mobile with his bottom hip. Okay, which lets him be mobile with his hip, so he's able to basically retract the leg. So retract the leg back. He takes the foot, puts it on the inside of Howard's bicep, and then is able to slap it over and go into the triangle. So if we watch frame by frame, right? So you can see right here, he's beginning to look. He's beginning to turn his leg down. He's putting the weight on there. Howard, you're actually funny enough helping him out a little bit here by going up. You're letting him clear that hip off the ground a little bit. So look, this leg comes here. He tracks it in. He stomps okay, so he stopped the hand to create a little distance, and then is able to throw the leg over into the trap triangle, which he grabs with his hand. Very nice. Beautiful. Okay. So from here, he's looking to just wrap up the triangle. Does he finish with the hand? I think he finishes with the hand. The arm in. He just turns it up. Good. Nice job. Howard on defense for this. Now, here's one of those things. It's like, well, how do you defend a triangle? You're already kind of in a triangle. It's not the best situation. So posture. Right here, he's keeping you down here. It's a tough situation. The main thing, honestly, I don't want to talk too much about it, just because the problem is back here. It's all set up off of this arm drag, right? This is the problem back here. So if we initially avoid those center line issues, this triangle doesn't become an issue. Okay. I like that you're keeping this hand away. That he's trying to get that scoop grip. I think an option would be to actually walk your hips in, walk your knees in, I'm sorry, and settle down on your hips and kind of like sit up and get his legs like up in the air, kind of get him off the ground. Not in like a slamming motion, but it's going to make it very difficult for him to then manipulate his legs to then finish the triangle. Nice. So look, you get him to snap down here, which is great. You could follow that up with ankle pick. Do I have a good angle of this? So you snap them down, and so when you do that, you big strong guy, Howard. People are gonna go down, which is awesome. That's not a bad thing. I would then follow up, like, so instead of being really upright like you are right now, I would look to get low And simply when you go to snap him down, if he keeps up like that, you're just gonna come underneath behind his ankle, and so if this is the ankle, you're just gonna grab it and drive forward, and he's gonna go right over. Okay, sorry, not the best angle for that right there. Good. So Howard, I know you're getting very good at this pass. One of the things you need to do though when you're dealing with butterfly guard is you can't let them have this space. Okay, you gotta smash that in and keep the feet basically connected to his butt. Butterfly guard and a lot of guards, but specifically butterfly guard, the hooks act like a spring. So what you want to do is you want to basically well, you want to get the feet to the butt, but what that does is it fully loads the spring. So if at any point you do give space, that spring is going to explode and send you flying. Okay, so when you're doing this kind of pass, you need to make sure that there's no space from his feet to his butt. One to keep him from being mobile, and two from him being able to explode and kick you away. Nice, Dean. One option when I'm rolling with a larger or stronger opponent, and this is really like again, I'm nitpicking, you hit the sweep. What I like to do is I like to actually so do you end up going to the right, yeah? Let me just double check. Boom. Okay. So what I like to do is actually retract this leg back, retract this leg back to the ground, kind of like you're in a combat base, and get in really tight, and then use that leg to explode him over um, in a pretty strong kicking motion. Okay. Boom. Howard, you should be posting here. There's nothing that's stopping this arm from posting. Okay, he doesn't have control of it. So you just post out there and the sweep doesn't need to happen. Okay. So I would be taking now here's the thing. He's looking for the legs here, but if you take this arm and drive it on this side, so you take your arm from being on the bottom side to the top side, okay? It's called a bicep punch. What you can do is you can send basically his head to the mat here, and his head and his legs will be on the same side of his body. Now, I know he has you in a knee slice, and he's going to backstep in a second for an entry into cross Ashi. But for the time being, that's going to make passing very difficult. And what you could end up looking to do is, let's see, is your leg in? No, it's behind him. Um, let's see. Well, at the very least, you can look to get this leg back in as a knee shield to kind of bug him from doing this. Okay. Now, right away, what you want to be looking to do, he has no control over this far leg right now. Take that back. He's got a hook. So, all right. But before he really establishes that hook, what you want to be doing is actually getting this foot. So you want a ballerina foot. So what that looks like. Sorry, hurt my hamstring. That's kind of my leg. So you want to be where is it? You want to be pointing your foot and turning it towards him. Okay. So hiding your heel. It's ballerina foot. Okay. So you'll do that. You're gonna bring this knee back this way. It is like that dramatic, and you're gonna turn this knee down. This is only if he doesn't have your heel. Only if he doesn't have your heel, and then what you're gonna look to do is spin onto your hip. Okay, and then it'll get you out of here. But I believe he's gonna catch this because Dean is quite good with the old heel hook. Yeah, boom, good job. Yeah, so the spin out is what you want to be looking for. And I believe that is the round. Yes, it is. Great round, guys. Lots of good stuff in there. I know he spent a lot of time on the back in that role, which is not a bad thing. That happens sometimes. It's definitely a position we got to work on both offensively and defensively. But good stuff. Appreciate the role. Thanks for letting me analyze it, and I hope you enjoyed it. I'm gonna do some editing on this video. This will still be in, maybe not. I don't know. Who knows? Who knows? But I will edit it, and I got the little green screen. I'm excited. Things are looking up. If you haven't yet and you've made it this far, please like and subscribe. I'd love to have this channel grow. I'd love to be able to do this with more people around the world rather than just my gym. Um, because I just selfishly, I like to learn new jujitsu, and it'd be very cool to watch people training. So, yeah, that's all I got. I think you might have heard my headphones dying, but that's okay. All right. Thank you guys.